Hey, you guys, this is Rashawn Ellis for News, Views, and Conversations. Just wanted to pop in and give you a little bit of what we got from Jaguar Wright on the Piers Morgan show the other day, which we know, of course, is mainstream TV. A lot has been said, a lot is happening, a lot is, really been coming into play here. I would definitely say, since she has been speaking, everything that she has been saying has really been lining up with everything that we're watching come out on the news. Um, Everything's lining up. Some people are still trying to say that it's conspiracy theory, but how can you say it's conspiracy theory when everything is lining up? A lot of truths are coming out and they're all lining up. It's all matching up. Even more information than what we expected to get is coming out. So she spoke very candidly, like she would normally speak, based off any of the other podcast shows that she has done. As I said before, one of my earlier videos when I first mentioned anything about it, we're going to be here for a minute. This is a big fallout. Hollywood and entertainment is unraveling as we know it. So we're going to definitely be here for a minute. This is kind of like what it was like when the whole Biggie and Tupac situation was happening. But I think this one is going to be way more explosive, way bigger than what happened during that time because we figured a lot of things that we're finding out now were at play, but of course, nobody was going to say anything for the reasons as we understand. Diddy had a lot of people shook, had a lot of people scared, and he had power. Well, now things have changed, and he doesn't have that power. So this is the fallout from it. What, 20 plus 30 something years ago? So this is it. We're finally here, which I always figured that, at some point we would find out, the information of what really happened. And still, we're still waiting to hear the rest of that. Last that I heard, I know that Tupac Shakur's family, they have secured an attorney to try to get to the bottom of what really happened to Tupac and trying to link it and see if Diddy had anything to do with that. Also, I believe Albie Shore is trying to get someone as well to look into to follow up with what happened with Kim Porter. So we got a lot going on here. Like I said, we will be here for a minute, but through it all and everything that I have heard, everything that I have taken in for myself, as far as listening, it's like I always said and what I always believe in, never compromise your character or your integrity for anything. Don't have blind ambition. Don't be so willing to do certain things to get certain things because this is why we are here where we are today in hip hop, in entertainment, in Hollywood. There's been a lot of compromising going on. Don't follow the crowd, create your own lane, be your own individual. I would definitely say, as someone that loves, the business itself, but I just want to move a certain way with it. I would say create your own lane and stay independent. That way you don't ever have to worry about somebody bringing you some stuff that you know that you're not about, something that you don't want to engage in. And that way you never have to compromise yourself and do things that you don't want to do. So I always try to, drop some jewels, drop some nuggets, drop some corners because of what we're seeing right now. This is why hip hop and entertainment in Hollywood is here. There's been a lot of compromising, going on. Like Christian Key said, taking the scenic route is best. And I so salute it. I mean, there's so much freedom here. You get to move how you want to move. You don't have anybody, dictating, telling you what to do, having you do things that you know that you don't believe in. So I know a lot of people have a lot to say about Jaguar Wright, but I really believe that she speaks from the heart. She speaks from experience, and I don't believe that she's lying. And I'm a pretty good judge of character. I can tell when someone's lying and when they're telling the truth. And so much so, I mean, she took her glasses off, she took her shades off. Hey, she didn't try to hide behind any nothing to say what she had to say. She's been speaking on YouTube and now she's speaking on mainstream. So she's never afraid to say, what really is true and what it really is. So definitely take a listen to what she has to say, like, comment and subscribe. Let us know what you think. And I will see you guys on the next video. Have a good one.
His downfall has sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry and beyond. The blast radius from the uncovering of his alleged offences could yet swallow many more powerful and famous figures. Diddy is accused of creating a criminal enterprise which engaged in sex trafficking, racketeering, kidnapping, bribery and forced labour. His lawyers say he'll fight the charges, But after the testimony you're about to hear, you'll be staggered he avoided the attention of law enforcement for so long. I'll speak to a lawyer, a whistleblower, and an insider for an uncensored insight into the showbiz scandal of a generation. And Jaguar, I'm going to start with you. You've been called a whistleblower. You knew Sean Diddy Combs for a long time. You attended a number of his infamous parties. And in 2022, you made headlines after comments where you called him a sex trafficker. And in response, you were called crazy and jealous. Do you feel vindicated by the events of the last few weeks?
No, not at all. Because he's just the beginning. Until him and his cohorts are all held to account publicly and legally, the victims, they're not safe.
How bad was it?
That's what I care about. I care about the victims.
No, I understand. How bad was it, do you think, what was going on?
I'm going to tell you right now that me, as a woman who has been in the industry for over 30 years, I've been performing live since I was 13. My first handler was McKinley Horton. I come to find out 25 years later that a scar that was on his face with a very elaborate story he gave me was put there by a woman who he assaulted. To live through these things and hear your elders in the business, people like Patti LaBelle say, just avoid him, honey. And being taught to be a just avoid him, honey. It's not good enough. Not when you live through these things, you're still suffering the PTSD created by all of this, and you're talking to a victim that's 20 years younger than you, and she's telling you the exact same thing that happened to you.
Right, there's been a lot of rumor mill about what has happened in the rap world. A lot of allegations that the misogyny in the lyrics clearly was based on a general misogyny towards women away from the music. And that clearly seems to have been borne out by these charges against Diddy, which if he's found guilty of all this, he's never coming out of prison. How dangerous do you think...
Thank God.
How dangerous do you think he is as a person?
I think he's one of the most dangerous people I've ever met. A lot of people have been questioning, well, she doesn't really know him. She has no knowledge of him. She doesn't have a picture with him. I'm smarter than Claudia Jordan. I would never take a picture with the devil. Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil for 30 years. He's been covered and protected by not only Clive Davis, but Lucian Grange. He was selected to be the demon that he is, to keep the culture in line so the industry could continue to rape it for all of its precious jewels. We have too many lost. The list of lost is ridiculous. And everyone knows Diddy was selected for this job. He's the Judas.
Do you think that if he's cornered in the way that he's been now, that he may start revealing things about other people?
He has no choice. His ego and his drug addiction won't allow him to do anything different. Anybody who thinks he's not going to talk is crazy. The simple fact that he's not saying more now only means that the people who have been protecting him all along, who put him in position to be such a horror to the Black community, still find value in him. He's got everybody on tape. They all know it. It's a mess.
For those who were never at these freak-off parties, what were they like?
See, this is the thing. Everything that I'm about to say to you is not my firsthand knowledge. It is my firsthand witness account experience. I was a sex worker. I was a dominatrix before I got my record deal. That's how I know how the dark world and the sex world and the entertainment world run hand in hand. That's why the movie Blink Twice is so important. Salute to Zoe Kravitz. The sex workers that I have worked with throughout the years and continue to work with even to this day have worn hidden cameras. I have my own tapes. I've seen what they do. The ritualistic behaviors, the drugging, putting girls in the suitcases, dumping them in alleyways. It's horrifying. And it's all done under the protection of this is going to be paid off. There's another NDA. This is going to be, it's terrible.
It seems to have been something that a lot of people knew about, but people were simply too scared to talk about.
Everyone knows. And every person that's sitting there trying to act surprised knows very well. The whole point of this, like Cat Williams said when he sat with Shay Shay earlier this year, the whole point of this is for them in a coordinated effort to pretend like none of it is real for the public's perception. But everyone knows what's going on, and it's been going on for years. It's been going on before Diddy. See, people keep looking at him like he's the Sputnik that came out of nowhere. This is someone who was designed to be what he is. We got to stop making ditties. And if we're going to do that, then we got to go back. We got to go back to even further, the mentors of these people. Because Diddy was taught how to do what he does systematically, and Clive Davis has been his greatest teacher.
Look, Clive Davis is not here to respond to that. Jaguar,
guess they're on vacation.
If this goes to court, Jaguar, do you think the world is going to be shocked by what comes out?
Oh, absolutely. I just don't know why they are. It's been happening in front of everyone's faces for decades. For decades.
How many victims?
What's the difference between me and Judy Garland? Social media.
How many victims?
There was none for her.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I think people should really look into that more. I am friends with Albie Shore. I love him. I love his children. I knew Kim. We used to all hang out together at the Kit Kat Club back in the mid-90s when Diddy was first starting his reign. I watched that whole thing happen. And everything that Albert has been through, every attempt on his life that has been ignored by the authorities, it all leads back to Diddy, and everyone knows it. The wiretapping of the phones, putting AirTag on children during visits. These are normal practices that these people do.
Jaguar, I've got to leave it there. I really appreciate you joining me. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. And thank you for caring.
I do care. Thank you very much. Well, I'm joined now by the